Well, hello, y'all, and welcome to Crystallize Experience with Crystal. I'm here to just talk to you a little bit about all types of beautiful things that happen to us each and every day. One of the topics that I have on my brain here lately has been dating. I hear a lot of things about this men wanting women to be soft. Um, that's a tough one for me. Yeah. Because in order to be soft, we have to know that there's a soft place to land. When you are a single woman, taking care of yourself, taking care of your children, taking care of your home, running your business, working at your job, doing the things that you do, it's a little bit harder to offer up softness any day, every day, all day. And we can become very rigid when we have to do this and stand in the gap when we don't want to. As a divorcee, I have to be mindful of the fact that there was a time period where I did not have to do this. And so I have to step over into this role sometimes, and it's a bit difficult because that's not necessarily what I want to do. And so to step over into the role and to take care of certain things that were not necessarily all of my responsibility prior to, and sometimes it was my responsibility, but just knowing that there was somebody else there, somebody else to communicate about it with, somebody else to just discuss it with, knowing that this is on both of us. When it's no longer on both of you and it's just you, when it's time to be soft, that can really be difficult for an independent woman. It can. It can be, I mean, that's whether you were in a relationship, whether you were in a situationship, or either in a marriage and now a divorce. Being divorced has had multiple layers to it. Being divorced is like a death. Something has to die. In order for you to get a divorce, something has to die. Your idea of this divorce, this marriage, it has to die. The idea of what's gonna happen as you get older, there's no longer the sitting on the porch and swinging and laughing and talking and raising the grandchildren anymore. That's a no. Having somebody to take care of or take care of you in your latter years, somebody to walk down the road with, that's a no. Just knowing that I don't have to do this alone, that's no longer there. And so when someone comes and offers you that without all of the commitment that goes with it, that's when you all say, or that's when you all see us kind of go, because it cost a lot. It costs so much. It's we as women are the managers in the home, in any home. We're the manager even in our work home, because we spend most of our day there anyway. We manage it. We come in, we make sure it's clean, we make sure it's tidy, it's presentable for someone to come to. We make sure there's food and supplies there. We make sure the children have everything that they need. We are constantly thinking about this list and making sure that everything is set where it's supposed to be. Because if it's not, that's a reflection of me. That's a reflection of the woman that I am. That's a reflection of the wife that I am. That's a reflection of the girlfriend I am. That's a reflection of the coworker I am. That's a reflection of me. Well, I'm a person that likes to decorate. So when I go into into a new space, I'm already looking at what I can do and how I can put something on the walls. How I can, what do I need to put over here? So this needs to look that, and then how I'm gonna put some lights over there. I'm gonna throw something up because my environment has to reflect me. It has to reflect what I would actually want to live in. So I'm not gonna be or dwell in a space that's not comfortable for me. So when you start talking about relationship, you start talking about the ability to let our guards down and to allow another person to come in and to take care. Take care of us. I've been managing this variable a long time. And not just managing this, but I've been managing you, and I've been managing them, and I've been managing that, but you just didn't realize it. So when it's time for me to consider, I have to go back and think about how much of this management have I had to do on my own. Where do I see that I can actually, because now we don't like to take baggage into anything else. We don't want to say, hey, my last relationship did this, but the truth is everybody is going off of what happened to them in their past. Everybody has a past. Everybody has something that has happened to them. We are all dealing in some form of trauma. I don't care who you are. Somebody got childhood trauma. Somebody has adolescent trauma. Somebody has high school and college trauma. Somebody has first marriage trauma. Somebody has second, third, and fourth marriage trauma. Okay. Somebody got church trauma. Somebody got work trauma. We are all traumatized. We got COVID trauma. We are traumatized. We are a traumatized society. And then we have being a woman trauma. And you have being a man trauma. We're all in recovery. But isn't that what life is? We're recovering all the time. We're recovering all the time. We're recovering from something all the time. You don't really have time to look back and figure out how did I make it from there to here to there to here. You just still keep going, and you just adding on more things. But we are said to have healed enough to come together. To create what? More trauma? More experiences? What? Because if we're going to fight to get together, if we're going to fight to stay together, why are we together? So when a woman has to think about letting all of this guard, all of this goodness, sweet, loving, passionate, softness come down. There are walls that you all are going to meet prior to any of that. There are walls that have come from our fathers. There are walls that have come from our mothers. There are walls that have come from other family members. There are walls that have come from our churches. There are walls that have come from being in school. We are fighting so many different things. And then for me, I'm a black woman. So there's a whole nother set of walls. And it's not your fault. It's not even my fault. It's not my fault. It's not us as women. It's not our fault. But we all have to be aware and be honest and be truthful about the fact that to be soft, it's going to take both of us. You got to give me somewhere soft to land. It's got to be soft. It has to be a true landing spot. It has a foundation. It has to have something to aspire to, something that we can also still, although it has a foundation, we still have to have something to grow to. You can't just have it all, because then where do I get to come in and help? Because we are managers, and I still have to be who I am. Well, I drive a hard bargain, and that's just the truth. I'm independent, but I don't want to be. I'm independent, but sometimes I don't have to be. It just depends. It depends on the situation, what it presents to me. If I feel comfortable in that space. A lot of times when I have let my guard down, there have been some form of dishonesty or something of that nature, and I'm not really concerned with those things, because those things are just gonna happen. That's just life. But it's all about how you get up from it, and that you don't continue to take it into the next thing. I try my best to not continuously use my past as a crutch. Use the things, and I don't like to bring things over into something. I give everybody a clean slate. Whatever occurs with you, occurs with you. Until you show me something else. So, the idea of somewhere soft to land so quickly, and everybody's quickly is something different. The ability to jump in head first and, I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. I'm the chick that got married in 3 months. Now, mind you, we knew each other for quite a few years, but after a certain age, let's get married. We literally woke up one morning and went and got married. Now, mind you, it took a turn, but finding somewhere soft to land is everybody's. You have to have your own time. You have to go with that in your own time. But that's a two-way street. We want to land. We don't want to hold it. We don't want to be strong all the time. We don't want to be mean and harsh. We don't want to be sassy. I mean, we do like it a little bit. It's not about the chase, right? Men are hunters, and yeah. But we don't always want to have to be so hard. We want to find somewhere to land. But in the event we find out that this is not a safe space, that's when you'll find the walls start to come back up like doosh, 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 doosh. And they start coming up before we even know they're coming up. We're even surprised about them, like, ooh, I was really alright. I thought I was alright. But honestly, sometimes we don't even know that that's about to happen. And if we're not mature enough, we will deny that it's happening. At some point, you do have to start saying, ladies, hey, this is what's happening, this is what I'm doing, and this is why. It's a difficult conversation. But at a certain age, a certain maturity level, you have to go ahead and say, hey, I didn't like when you did such and such, and I apologize. I had to sit along with it, and it didn't sit with me. Or, I would like it if you would do this instead of that, because this causes me to feel a certain way. This causes me to, it's a trigger for me. And you have to just be honest about it, because Honesty is the only way you can live in relationship. You have to be honest. You have to be truthful. You have to express yourself. You have to make sure the other person truly understands where you're coming from. Because if you don't, you just going around in circles like a rat on a wheel, and you're wasting your time, their time. Don't waste it. Don't waste anyone's time. Also, too, because you feel like you're at a certain place of maturity, does not mean the other person is where you are, and it does not make them less than you if they're not. And because you where you are doesn't mean that you even somewhere worth somewhere. You got a long way to go too. As long as we're still here on this earth and God is still imparting into us and giving us and feeding us, we still have so much more to learn. And as long as we're honest about that, we'll be okay. Do we want a soft place to land? Yeah, but have we been given a soft place to land? Truthfully. And only you can tell yourself whether you feel like you are providing that for your counterparts. I think this goes across so many different. It's not just relationship like partners, like marital status. It goes into friendships. This is into for me to let my guard down even in my job, for me to let my guard down at my church. Is this an environment that gives me what I need to let my guard down and give my trust over? This is even in situations like even with my son and my daughter. Like, I have to provide them with a safe place, a soft place to land, so that when the world is doing what they're doing to them, they know they can always come back to me, and they don't have to worry about that. They can fall into the feathers and cotton, and mama gonna take care of them, and mama's gonna listen. I may have some words for you, but that's probably after I've already patted you up 2 seconds. I gotta get the 2 seconds because you need to know I love you. I love you. I care about you, and I'm here for you. And friendships. Now, everybody says they want to be the friend that's, I tell you the truth. I'm an honest friend. I'm gonna tell the whole truth. I'm gonna tell you. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. I'm gonna tell you. But who wants somebody always hurting their feelings? Always. I'm gonna tell you. I will say this about the group of friends that I travel with. We may laugh and talk and joke, but at the end of it, but look, we understand this, and this is where, and then we even show each other examples of things that we know we've done that's stupid and crazy, and how it affected us, and how we understand what you're going through, and we're gonna crack on you, period. But I understand you, and I love you, and I'm here for you, and don't ever think that I'm not, and you don't have to worry about it. I'm here. So even in friendships, there's loyalty and all of that. That's something. But if you don't have somebody that can really hear you and not just dictate to you and tell you, well, you shouldn't have been talking to that person. No way. You shouldn't have been over there anyway. You always doing this and you always doing. You don't need a judge. We don't always need a judge and a jury. All we need is somebody to understand. And I'm talking about men, women. Everybody needs somebody that they can trust, that they can go to, that they can let their guard down. They can be completely 100% themselves in front of without having to worry. And so, in the idea of females or males having males have to have a soft place to land too. Females, when a male comes to you, you can't always have this all the time. He needs to know that, hey, I got you. I'm here for you. I'm celebrating you. I'm 100% behind you. I got you even when I don't like you. Because love and like are two different things. I got you. I got you when, man, we ain't even speaking. I still got you. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I've had many questions about the fact that I am divorced twice, and I did initiate both of my divorces. I'm once I ask God, and I get the okay. And honestly, I've stayed through way more than what most people understand. There are not very many people who truly know my story. I tell parts of it because ain't no point. I made it. But I stayed a long time. A lot longer than what people know. And I went through way more than what people understand. And in the idea of relationship, I think that there's one that's for me. I think there's somebody that can love me. And I think that there's somebody that can understand and I can trust them to let my guard all the way down. And not have to feel like if I say that, then this. Or if I do that, then this. That's what I mean by a soft place. When it's a soft place, I won't give it a second thought. So, just be mindful, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, of how you initiate a situation with someone. Friendship, work, relationship. Because we're all looking for something. Are you really being that person that you need someone else to be for you? Just think about it. Are you really a soft place? Do you provide that? Can someone find that in you? Or are you rigid and cold? Are you dismissive? Are you judgmental? Are you narcissistic? Are you condescending? Or are you selfish? If you say no to all of those, you got a lot of work to do, because there's a yes somewhere in there. In every relationship, all of us are doing some part of that. All of us. So take a good look at yourself. Take some time. Talk to God about it. Ask Him to show you your imperfections. Show you, to let Him give you the mirror and show you you. Because that's the only way you can get better and become better for yourself first and anyone else. Because you got to remember, we're not just talking about relationships, we're talking about your children, your family members, your work, your church, your friends, your counterparts. Because all of this is really about being better and elevating, becoming the best person we can be. And until you can become the best person or a better version of who you are, you really can't be anything or do anything for anyone else. You can't give effectively for anyone else from yourself. You can get money, time, energy, effort, but to actually give of yourself, it's a whole nother animal. It's a whole lot of people that give money that ain't got nothing up in here. Nothing. It's a whole bunch of people that spend a whole bunch of time out. And they're not offering any substance. There's a whole bunch of people that are showing up in front of people everywhere, just out doing things, and they're doing that for recognition and for clout. Reevaluate your motives. Reevaluate your friendships. Reevaluate your conversation. Where is it rooted? What is the origin? Where is it? Is it rooted in jealousy? Is it rooted in envy? Is it rooted in just plain out nosiness? Is it rooted in love? Is it rooted in the really wanting to help and support someone? Take some time and reevaluate you. Y'all, I'm so tired. My eyes are all messed up. No makeup on. I wanted to talk to you about that. So, he said he wanted somewhere. He wanted me to be soft. Y'all have a good night. Moments, not days. Moments, not weeks. Moments, not months. August 26th. September the 8th. May 27th. May 26th. Just a few of the days. August 12th. Just a few of the days. Just a few. I love y'all.